I'll never, for the life of me, forget the way Lisa breezed through the door that evening. She was wearing this easy, weightless grin on her face, the one that, way back when, used to be just for me. Seeing it sent a cold knot tightening in my gut. I knew exactly where she'd been. And, more to the point, I knew exactly who she'd been with. She tossed her purse onto the kitchen counter, humming some little tune to herself, completely oblivious to the hurricane-gathering force in the room. And then her eyes landed on it. The photograph, placed dead center on the island, caught perfectly in the soft glow of the overhead lamp. The shift was like a switch being flipped. The smile evaporated, leaving behind a pale, almost spectral mask. Her breath hitched, and she actually stumbled back a step, as if she'd taken a physical blow. For a hot second, I thought she was going to hit the floor. She grabbed the edge of the countertop, her knuckles turning white, as if that glossy 4x6 print could somehow bleed through the paper and wound her. I'd printed it out that morning. In the photo, there was Lisa, decked out in that same red dress I bought her for our anniversary 2 years back. She was laughing, her head thrown back with abandon, while some guy I'd never seen pulled her close. His hand was planted on the small of her back. Way too familiar, way too intimate. And the background? Oh, it was a chic little boutique hotel downtown, the very one where Lisa was supposedly having a girls' spa weekend. You see, the private investigator I'd hired 3 weeks ago had delivered the goods. Photos, credit card receipts, text message chains. The whole sordid picture was crystal clear. The truth had been staring at me from my laptop screen every night, practically daring me to do something. And now, well, now it was staring right back at Lisa. "What? What is this?" she finally managed to whisper. Her voice shot through with a tremor. Her eyes frantically darted between the picture and my face, pleading, searching for any other explanation. "You tell me," I replied, my voice eerily calm as I leaned back in my chair. Way too calm. It was that dead quiet right before the thunder breaks. Her lips trembled, but no words came out. She just stood there, completely cornered, like a deer caught in the blinding glare of headlights. I could almost hear the gears in her mind grinding, desperately trying to cook up an excuse, a lie, any way out. But there wasn't one. Not this time. "How long?" I asked, and my voice sliced through the thick silence like a razor. "Ethan, How long?" I repeated, letting my voice climb just a notch. And that's when she shattered. "6 months," she whispered, the words barely audible. 6 months! Half a year of bare-faced lies, half a year of sharing her laughter, her secrets, her body with another man. A hot, volcanic anger began to rise in my chest, but I kept a lid on it. Not yet. I pushed myself up from the chair, walked over to the counter, and picked up the photograph. I held it out to her, making her look at it again. "Him?" I jabbed a finger at the man in the picture. "What's his name? Mark?" "Yes," she choked out, tears finally breaking free and streaming down her cheeks. "Mark," I repeated, drawing the name out, tasting the bitterness of it. "Mark, who you met up with in swanky hotels while you were telling me about your book club. Mark, who was busy stealing my wife while I was pulling overtime to pay for this house, for your car, for this life. That Mark." She just dissolved into sobs, burying her face in her hands. I didn't make a move to comfort her. Couldn't. Her tears were like gasoline on the fire of my rage. "Ethan, I'm so sorry. I never wanted. It was a mistake." "Shut up," I snapped, the word sharp and final. "A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk at the store. 6 months of cheating isn't a mistake, Lisa. It's a choice, a deliberate, calculated betrayal." She was looking at me now, her face a mess of tears and mascara, but for the life of me, I couldn't tell if she was sorry for what she did, or just sorry she got caught. "I can't lose you," she pleaded, taking a shaky step towards me. "I'll end it with him. I'll do anything to fix this. Please, Ethan, I love you." I laughed. It was a cold, brittle sound that had no humor in it at all. "Love me?" I echoed. "You don't betray the people you love, Lisa. You don't systematically dismantle their trust, blow up their lives, and then have the gall to say, 'I love you.'" I had to turn away. I couldn't stand the sight of her. I walked over to the coffee table and picked up a manila folder. "Here, have a look." Her hands were trembling violently as she opened it. Inside was everything, all the evidence laid out in damning detail. More photos, receipts, printouts of their nauseatingly sweet messages. "Ethan," she started. "Enough," I cut her off. "You've said quite enough." You see, I hadn't spent the last 3 weeks just gathering proof. I'd been preparing. I'd found a lawyer, changed all the online banking passwords, and already had the locksmith scheduled. It was all taken care of. "You need to be out by tomorrow. The divorce papers will be served next week." "No!" she gasped, horrified. "We can do counseling. We can start over." "There's no starting over, Lisa. You torched us the moment you let him into our life." She crumpled to her knees, her body racked with sobs, but it didn't change a thing. Her tears couldn't wash away the image of her in that red dress, wrapped in another man's arms. They couldn't possibly glue back together the million shattered pieces of my trust. I left her there, a heap on the kitchen floor, and walked upstairs to our bedroom. Grabbing the suitcase I'd packed that morning, I moved into the guest room. Sleep? Yeah, right. I didn't get a wink of it that night. My mind just played our greatest hits on a loop. A sick parody of what I thought was our life. How we met, our wedding day, vacations we took, the future we'd planned. It all felt like one big fat lie now. I just kept asking myself the same questions over and over. When did she get so unhappy? How long had she been faking it? And the big one, how could I have been so blind? By morning, Lisa was gone. She'd left a note on the table, something about a second chance, but I didn't even bother to read it. Honestly, her actions had already spoken volumes. The weeks that followed were all about survival mode. I threw myself into work, forced myself to meet up with friends, and even started seeing a therapist. Little by little, the raw anger and the gnawing pain started to fade, replaced by a sort of quiet, empty calm. Then one day, out of the blue, Mark's wife sent me a message. Turns out, she'd found out about the whole affair too. We met for coffee, sharing our stories and our hurt. It was weirdly therapeutic. We were two strangers bonded by the same betrayal, and it helped us both realize we deserved a hell of a lot better. I heard through the grapevine that Lisa and Mark didn't last. She ended up leaving town, leaving a trail of wreckage behind her. I didn't feel happy about her downfall. Mostly, I just felt a profound sense of closure. A chapter had finally, blessedly, ended. That photograph? It's tucked away in a box in the back of a closet now. It's a reminder of some hard-won lessons, to demand honesty, to never tolerate betrayal, and to always, always trust your gut. And as for me, I'm good. Better than good, actually. I've started putting myself out there again, cautiously optimistic about what's next. For the first time in a long, long time, I feel free to live, to love, to be happy. And frankly, that's the best revenge there is.